Hello, I'm Tracey Cotterell and I'm here with my gorgeous and very curious friend Kate Flower. And today on the Curious Cooks podcast episode, we are talking about the hands that feed you and showcasing the superhero farmers out there.
There's no one more important than the people who are growing the food that we eat. You know, I can't imagine life without them, and we simply
would be
can't.
dead.
So it was such a pleasure to meet someone that you already know, Tracey, Dean Ryan from Lake Janice Farm, and get introduced to his new passion, which is Jersey cows.
Yes, well,
I loved hearing all about them.
That is absolutely amazing. We also talked about what exactly is grass-fed. How, when you read that beef has been grass-fed, what does that actually really mean? So we talk, because there is quite a wide spectrum on that, and what grass-fed actually means to human health. Eating beef.
The connection. There's always a connection, isn't there? And the risky business of venturing into new territory when you're a farmer. But it's so important that our farmers do keep adventuring and looking for what's going to work best for where they're growing, for best outcomes for us.
Absolutely, and diversity of food for us.
Absolutely.
As well. Really good. So let's hope that Dean's way of farming, because it is so good for the earth, for the animals, for the soil,
For us.
and eventually for us. Let's hope that this becomes far more mainstream than it is today, and it would just benefit the health of the world.
And if you'd like to see me eat half a kilo of steak while Tracey and Dean are talking, stick around.
Yes, watch on YouTube.
I had a wonderful taste test. It was great. We hope you really enjoy this as much as I enjoyed Dean's Jersey beef.
Dean Ryan and his wife Julia have the most beautiful farm down in Pemberton. Now, I think that this is one of WA's best kept secrets for people who love food, is that Dean and Julia produce the only 100% grass-fed, grass-finished Jersey beef in WA, and we may think in the world. So today we're going to...
The world.
Yes, the world. So today we're going to talk to Dean about his farm life, why he decided to farm Jersey beef, and this bold step shows that slow-grown, regenerative raised cattle can actually give us land health, human health, and cow health. The beef is so nutritious and delicious. So before we get into beef production, I'd just like to welcome you, Dean. Thank you so much for taking time off the land to come in and speak to us. And I'd just like you to start with just a little intro to all the listeners about what your farm is like and the
world you live in.
The world you live in, the seasonal rhythm of the farm, and what the farm is like. What's the topography? What makes it so beautiful?
Yeah, thanks, Tracey and Kate. Great to be here. We live in a little hidden valley right down in the Curry Forest near Pemberton.
Sounds awful already.
I know. See, best kept secret, Hidden Valley. See what you did there?
I love you.
Yes.
So it's quite a undulating sort of a property with a deep valley going through, and we built a very large dam. It's nearly a couple of kilometres long, and we built that in 2018, and we called it Lake Janice, after my mother, who passed away on the same as we were building the dam. So the climate is about 1,000 mils of rain a year,
When does it come down? When's it spread across that rainfall?
Probably autumn, winter, and spring. So we're quite reliable, and I've just done a study tour over to Victoria and Tasmania, which I thought was probably a very reliable area, and I was quite shocked to find that, you know, they've had some serious droughts there over the last year, particularly Tasmania. And I'm starting to wonder whether our little area could be nearly the safest climate in Australia for rain and not too much, flooding and So that was quite interesting.
So you're not dealing with extremes at the moment.
No, we've had one of the best seasons we've ever had for growing grass. About to keep up with the grass, and then
Because it's been so wet, but basically the rainfall is possibly the thing that has made the difference between
yeah,
last season and this season.
yes, it just started early and it just kept raining.
Just kept
and
going.
once you get the grass growing early while it's still warmer, it just really takes off and never stops.
And that's the grass that you're feeding your cattle with? Is that the only reason the grass is growing? Or is it just a general, there is grass covering most of your property?
Yep, mostly grass, and we have got some tree crops. We've got organic avocados and also gold kiwi fruit, which we converting to organic as well.
Because they've been coming out of New Zealand, haven't they, with the old kiwi? So nice to... Are you the only gold kiwi grower in WA?
We're one of the first.
Yeah.
So there is some others being planted, but we've had ours in for probably 10 years now.
Okay.
Oh, really? That long?
How long have you been
That's
producing?
amazing, yeah.
Oh, we had to wait for this Italian variety to come through quarantine. So we didn't graft till about year 4.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, and
They're
that-
really reliable.
like
I'm just thinking about
amazing.
eating one of the gold kiwi and my salivary glands have kicked off. It's so funny.
So is
They're
it?
delicious, but they've been quite expensive in store because obviously they're all being...
Yeah.
The only ones I've seen have been shipped in. So
Yes.
where can we find yours is what I want to know.
Well, ours come in earlier than the New Zealand ones, so
Okay.
probably
So I might have bought yours not knowing.
towards the end of March.
Okay.
Our start.
Yeah.
And there's probably is a reason why they are expensive, because they are a very expensive and tricky crop to grow.
Yeah.
Time consuming. The
Yeah, no,
things that I've watched you do on social media from
Tricky.
the comfort of my couch.
Yeah.
Yes, very, very.
Tracey's a very active voyeur. She likes to watch farmers.
I have been in the kiwi fruit. Oh, well, is it called an orchard because it's fruit?
Yes.
Yes,
that's it.
but it is vines that grow over the like a
Very extensive
roof. Yeah.
trellising system.
Yeah, trellising system.
Yeah.
And
They
the
drip down, don't they?
amount of kiwi fruit, like I think Dean's cover headshot that I've got is Dean amongst the kiwi fruit, and it is phenomenal. So you've been telling me as well that over the years they've been getting better and better as you've learned how to manage them as well.
It's a very steep learning curve, particularly when you look at where they're grown mostly in New Zealand, on where they've got mild temperatures, really young, rich soil, no salt in the water. We've got all the opposite of that.
Yeah.
What made you brave enough to plant them?
Wow. It was,
Begs to
it was a moment of lunacy, maybe.
We've all had those, haven't we, Tracey?
Didn't seem as hard to do it.
And once you'd gone there, it was just like, oh, we're in it now. We better just keep moving forward.
Well, once you committed and spent all the money on the trellising and set up, well, we had to keep going. But it's been definitely a very, very tricky crop to grow. It's,
I imagine they'd make a good value-added product. Like we tried some kiwi jam from Raquel from Galloway Springs, and I imagine the gold kiwi would make amazing preserve.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, while we're talking about grass and the grass on your farm and lots of rain, one of the reasons that you are able to farm 100% grass-fed and grass-finished Jersey beef is that you have a pivot irrigating a certain area of your farm. Can you tell us a bit about that?
yes, we actually got 2 pivots.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Haven't seen the second one, maybe.
yeah, that's only just
Run
came
with it.
about a year ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you love a good pivot?
I love pivot.
Me too.
They're big, aren't they?
So we had this. Yeah, it's a very large water body. Thought, what are we going to do with the water?
How many farmers get to say that? What are we going to do with the water? Like it's like gold, isn't
Don't
it?
tell anyone about the waters, Dean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we are very lucky, that's for sure.
It's brilliant.
So we thought we're going to go into just grass-fed beef. So we put this pivot up and we started producing just normal Angus beef. Thought I will have a year-round supply because we've got the grass.
Yeah.
Started marketing it to butchers, and just no one really wanted it. And it
Was it a bit been there, done that? We've
You-
seen it.
You can get a lot of that sort of Angus grass-fed stuff from eastern states. It's pretty cheap,
Sure.
and it just wasn't really working.
Is there a reason why it's cheaper from the eastern states?
I don't know. Probably just the industry's bigger there, and they do get summer rain where they probably cheaper to produce the grass-fed.
And is it grass-fed? Because off air, we were starting to dig into the different types of grass-fed that there are that the listener might not be aware of. So do you think possibly when you're getting a cheaper grass-fed product, it's possibly being grain finished or?
Well, technically, to be grass-fed, you can't have any cereals grains, but you can have non-cereal type grains like lupins or canola meal or peas, that sort of thing. So there is quite a lot of grass-fed that's actually fed a pellet, which they call a grass-fed pellet. So, and that could be either on its own or in combination with silage in the summer or
And it's silage grazing.
Silage is grass, isn't it?
it's fermented grass. So you cut it like you would hay.
Silage is good.
Yeah.
And then you instead of drying it out, you bale it up and wrap it so it's got no oxygen while it's still green.
I see.
And it ferments.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's good stuff.
Yep.
But a lot of some of the grass-fed programs for the major supermarkets could be silage and pellets mixed together.
Yeah, it's very hard to be specific because there's so many different people, industry people growing this beef. But I think the thing is with that is how is, and this is a rhetorical question, how, for consumers to ask is how are those other items that are in there, how are they grown? So that then I'm not asking you to answer that because that's for people to go and find out about, Dean. But that's the only thing that I would like. A little light goes on for me, perhaps a little bit red, and I go, wonder how that other canola or whatever it is.
And if
grown.
Dean, if you dive into kind of the life cycle of your beef and the grass on your land, that almost will give people the opportunity to think, well, if he's doing it that way. Yeah, someone else is doing it that way. So, dive into, you've got the grass all year round. You've got these healthy.
Yes. We want to do it properly, and we thought, well, if we haven't got green grass year round, we don't really want to.
Yeah.
We don't really want to be feeding pellets and stuff like that.
So how did the Jersey part of the?
It sort of stumbled across it. I just always thought Jersey was a milking cow, and
Absolutely.
the meat wasn't really any good.
They don't present necessarily as a particularly fat, well-covered cow, do they, Dean?
No, they're an awkward looking animal, like a gangly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're very late to mature, so they always look a bit skinny. And but I was just talking to a chap who rears calves in Norcliffe, and he was there actually picking a little calf up, and he had this big Jersey steer in the paddock. And I said, "Oh, what are you doing to this thing?" And he said, "Oh, I'm eating it." I said, "Oh." I said, "What does it taste like?" He said, "Oh, it's the best beef you can get." He said, "Of marbles and beautiful yellow fat." And oh, that's interesting. So
Why yellow fat? Why is that beautiful?
Hang on a minute. Let's not jump ahead. I know you want to get into the taste and everything, but it's just really
All right.
So let's just. We'll get back to the yellow fat.
on the way home,
listening, everyone.
On the way home, I called into the Norcliffe Cafe and for a coffee, and I met a dairy farmer I knew there. I said, "Oh, what do you know about Jersey beef?" And he straight away, "Oh, that's the best beef you can get." And I'm thinking, guys, am I missing something? Yeah. And I got home and I rang another dairy farmer, same thing. So I thought, this is, I'm always looking for something different, that you got an edge where, something tastes better
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
looks better. So anyway, I rang our stock agent up. I said, "Oh, look, can you buy some Jersey steers? I just want to have a bit of play." And so he Jersey steers rolled up, and we fattened them up and got hold of a butcher who was a little bit interested, and sent them up, and straight away he said, "Oh, they were great. Send some more." So all of a sudden, bang, we're into it. And
Dean was onto something. Those Jersey cows.
Can I ask a bit of a tricky question? Is what would happen to those steers? Because obviously, I know I'm stating the obvious, but the girl cows are useful in the dairy industry, but the boy cows don't really have a use apart from making more girl
Yeah,
cows.
is that why people started eating
So
Jersey?
what happened? Do you know what happened
before
to the
before us,
steers?
they were virtually hamburgers for the US consumer, basically, because the yellow fat is looked on as being
I really want to know about the yellow.
I know you do.
the yellow
To talk
yellow.
about yellow fat now? Don't let me stop you.
Yes, I can.
Kate will never stop saying she wants to know about it.
We've got to let Kate.
Okay, tell
ask
me
about the
everything about yellow fat.
So yellow fat is a definite no in the beef meat industry. It's
At the moment and in the past.
It's been widely considered a no-no.
yeah.
it's been considered detrimental because it's associated with old tough cow. So an old tough cow
Okay.
has yellow
We
fat
probably
as
have
well.
a bit of that, hanging
So
around.
they got lumped in with old cow. So we've had to change our customers into understanding that yellow fat actually is not only tastes better, it's more edible, but it's a lot better for you. It's full of the omega-3s and the beta carotenes and.
So I'm just going to repeat that the yellow fat is better for you. And just sit on that for a while because people are like, oh, fat. It's still like, oh.
And when you see the photos that Tracey and I will share, or if you have a little Google, you'll see that Jersey beef has very yellow, kind of bulbous looking fat through the meat and on the side of the meat like you would with a steak. If you get a standard steak, the meat is often quite white and the fat, is often quite white. And so the difference that we've been chatting about earlier was that the yellow fat renders really beautifully.
Yes.
And it's got the healthful
It's got a buttery
addition.
taste. It's a different taste to the.
It is.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Do you save it when it runs off food and use it again for cooking?
You probably got
That's not my department, my potty. Then my wife.
People make tallow, don't they, out of
Yes, the tallow's amazing because it comes up really yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, your skin looks great, Dean. You've been rubbing it on your face?
He's 98. You know that? He's 98 years old. He looks incredible.
I mean, in the brain, I can see he's not, firing on all cylinders, but your face is great.
That's the whole thing. The yellow fat with the high omega-3.
Good for your brain too. Just joking. He's obviously firing on all cylinders.
Your brain actually needs fat. It needs cholesterol. And what the thinking is now, after doing different studies, the science always moves on, doesn't it?
Yes.
So
Takes marketing a while to catch up, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it also takes open conversation, like we're having, transparency, and talking about some of the hard stuff when we're talking about food, because
I love that fat
eat.
is back in vogue, and that
but
now,
not all fat.
No, but now we're starting to dig into, well, what does that mean?
Yes.
Which fat
Yes.
should we be having more of?
It is.
And which should we have a little bit less of?
Yeah, it is all consumer education. So getting back to the yellow fat and the omega-3 and omega-6, if you can just explain to us what the difference between those, not from a scientific fact, but if you eat beef that is higher in omega-3, why is it better for you than beef that is higher in omega-6?
It's the omega-6 is what I understand is inflammatory.
Okay.
So your body then is going to be more prone to all the diseases, cancers, all those sorts of things. So you're looking for a ratio that's less omega-6. So the ratio is quite up together. So
less 6, more 3.
Yeah. So beef, grass-fed would probably be
grass-fed. Yep.
Be a omega-6, omega-3. Would it be 1 to 3, maybe 1 to 5? Where the grain-fed's probably more 1 to 10, 1 to 12. There's studies that have come out and proven that.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say, if it's a grass-fed system that's eating multi-species pasture, that's even better.
So that's the next
Tell
the next
us
step.
more.
And regenerative farming is so exciting because it's using common sense, nature, real understanding about it. So why multi-species?
Well, multi-species, every plant has its own microbiome. It's got different depths of roots, plant roots.
Yep.
They're all getting a different nutritional profile. So you're getting the animals are getting a mix of nutrition.
I'm getting a real visual of that, like the plants and the roots and the height of different things. And yeah, it's fascinating. Tapping into different levels.
Nature needs variation. You can't have everything the same.
An animal that's also enjoying what it eats. So it's a bit of this, a bit of that, and it's different tastes and textures, in the mouth as well.
So we're looking at weeds now as not being weeds. They're a food, and they're another species.
Yeah,
and so we've developed a different grazing system on our farm, which utilizes the weeds. Where we're doing it's a high density, non-selective system. So we've got more stock more cattle in a smaller paddock. So they're having more pressure to eat those weeds.
Okay.
Rather than a non-selective where they just eat
the softer kind of
yes,
more preferable.
That's right.
Grass to them.
And the problem is if you do it that way, when you come back, those weeds which haven't been eaten are now double the height, and double the width, and you end up with paddocks full of weeds.
So almost like the strip grazing makes them finish their dinner.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Like they don't leave the green veg, and then there's broccoli on the side of their plate. They eat everything, and then they move on.
But then they start to learn
that it's okay.
I've actually put them into a new paddock, and I've seen some go up to weeds, which I've never seen before, and start eating them in preference to other grass.
Oh my gosh,
just brilliant. One Jersey cow doesn't necessarily love what another Jersey cow loves. I mean, let them be.
Tracey, I wanted to introduce our listeners to our proud Series 1 podcast sponsor, Urban Forager. They make the most delicious organic stock concentrate in WA, and they're great friends of ours.
Oh, absolutely. And it is just full of flavour and real ingredients with no nasties in.
Love that.
Thing that I love about it as well is once it's opened, it keeps in the fridge for up to 12 months.
Not in my house, because we've always used it well and truly before then.
Yeah, it's so useful and it's such great value. Yeah. So making 1 litre of stock is just over $2, and there's 10 litres in that little jar.
Fantastic to have in there. And because it's a concentrate, I use it in a variety of ways. It's super versatile, not just soup, but also I might throw it into meatballs, dips, dressings, sauces. I love it. Delicious.
Absolutely. So everyone jump online to urbanforager.com.au where you can get 20% off.
You just need to use code CURIOUS20 for 20% off when you shop with Urban Forager. Thanks, guys.
Enjoy. The more I talk to farmers, the more I just so realise that nature and animals are more like us, or we are more like them. Actually, we are more like them. We are more like we are nature ourselves. Just because we're human beings doesn't mean to say it's a bit arrogant to sort of think, oh, I'm separate because I'm a human being.
No, animal wants to be locked in one space for their whole life.
No.
They don't want to eat one thing for their whole life. They quite often want to be around the rest of the herd.
Oh, very animals.
And when farmers work closely with animals, they start to get to know one from another, and this one does a bit of this and this one does a bit of that.
Yes.
They
love being shifted. We're shifting them every day, personally. So,
and that's for the new grass as well, for the cattle, but also for the land to then.
Yes, we're leaving some of our land nearly 2 months now before they come back.
Wow.
And does the grass grow back up in that time?
It does. It grows a lot better, a lot far. We've actually doubled our stocking rate.
So it's like mowing the lawn, and then you leave, and then you
double the stocking rate. But how long is this? So how long have you been actually? How long have you had Jersey cattle on your property?
Probably 4 years now. Yes.
See, that's a phenomenal result. Within 4 years, that you can double your stocking rate on the same amount of land.
And probably using less fertilizer. It
Brilliant.
just makes grass grow. When you graze it tightly and fast, and then just leave it, it seems to stimulate it. And it just all comes back.
And because you're not fighting the weeds, you're having the cows eat it, as you say, less fertilizer. You're not consistently trying to get rid of it.
Well, before we used to spray it.
Yeah.
And the problem was, every time you sprayed it, it seemed that the whole paddock seemed to be knocked back. And it seemed to make the weeds grow more again. They come back stronger, and it just didn't seem to work. And so what we've also done is introduce sheep as well. So the sheep eat with the cattle. They eat stuff that
But they're
cattle
a little bit more gentle on the land.
Well, they're eating some of these weeds that are a little bit
I'll
more.
get in there and finish it off.
And then you've got another set of saliva and wee and poo that it's inoculating. It's a different, they're still fermenting process in their stomach, but it's another animal.
Yeah.
More diversity.
More diversity.
Yeah. And
In years gone by, sheep, cattle, chickens, pigs, everyone used to be in the same paddock, didn't they? Or moved around.
Yeah.
And the grazing herds, like where the bison used to go, they wouldn't have said, "Oh no, we can't have any other animals there after us." So yeah, a lot of diversity there again in history, and that's what's coming back into farming these days.
I love how you can hook into what the bison were thinking just so naturally.
I have this, Dr. Dolittle sort of part in me.
And what's interesting now is that, probably the marbling we're getting in our meat, it's actually increasing, even particularly through the winter, which normally it'll drop off.
Is it because the animals slow down?
Marbling's excess energy. That's where the excess energy goes into the intramuscular fat. So in winter, they're using more energy because it's cold. Yeah. But this year, we've been able to actually increase the marbling as we go through the winter. And just because they're getting more nutrition, I think, and this grazing system is really
kicking off, and it's all kind of self-fulfilling.
And now that the grass is 2 months old before we come back, it's starting to get more energy in the more mature grass.
So when we're talking about cattle feeding on these multi-species plants, especially grass, if you think about leaving cattle in a paddock for a long time, every time that grass tries to push up a new shoot, it's eaten off, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
So that is what it almost gives. It's like giving nature a bit of it is a rest for it, and so that it can put all its energy into actually growing that grass longer. And I don't know whether flowering species are like that. All grasses are flowering, aren't they? And
Yes,
the multi-species aren't just grass, are they?
Herbs,
yeah.
And some of the weeds are brassicas, and
sounds delicious.
Yeah,
it's a very broad diet, isn't it?
This is how nature does it in like the Serengetis and those great grasslands. Is these massive herbs all corralled together by predators, and they move them fast across the land, and that's basically why those lands are so rich in carbon and productive, because that's how nature designed it, and we're just copying it.
I love this because I keep on thinking about upstream, about how if we keep going like this, how we keep trying to put a band-aid for a solution on everything. And it's actually, if you think about it and stop and be bold enough, like you and Julia have, to try different things, then that's when the discoveries get made, and also be tenacious enough to do it and understand that it takes a few years. I'm surprised at 4 years for
well, it's almost like a new business, isn't it? Okay, now we're farming Jersey beef and marketing Jersey beef, and we need to share the story about why this works better for us, works better for the cows, works better for the land. Yeah.
Can I also
Maybe.
say from a cooking perspective as well, the marbling in the meat, instead of everyone going for very lean meat without fat in it, the marbling we now know is much healthier for us for brain health. I always used to joke in the classes years ago before I even knew about the theory behind this. But I did hear years ago, somebody said you need fat in your diet because it's good for brain health. So I always did used to say to people that I have eaten a lot of fat in my diet, and that's how I'm so intelligent. And they can tell just by how I talk and my thought pattern how intelligent I am.
I know.
And that
I
is
didn't
real.
wonder how that happened.
One of the first things I thought when I met you, she must eat a lot of fatty meat.
It's working, but now people are starting to believe me. So the marbling in the meat, you don't look. We're not telling everyone
I
go
eat that
out
now?
and eat some. Hang on, can I finish what I'm saying? Go out and eat all the fat on the beef. Like, we're not telling people to do that, right? Are we?
No.
No, but
Can if you want, though.
yeah,
Well,
Just
I know.
try.
I go for the fat first when I
My
eat.
dad does
I know
too.
Anthony does too.
And he will get the fat off
And your
the
dad's
bits
super
that you've.
healthy, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's
Yeah, it's
82,
really good.
going great,
Yeah.
great guns, that guy.
Yeah, well, I think this is what I know my mum's Swiss Italian, and she always used to love the fat off the animals, but they were farmed differently those days. But the marbling, my point is that the marbling in the fat gives flavor and moisture to the meat. This is why everyone loves your Wagyu, because that mouthfeel is so beautiful with that fat, and the better the Wagyu, the more it's the grass fed.
I love it when it's
a
cut
better texture
thin
as well.
and cooked.
Yep.
I don't know if I would attack an entire Wagyu steak.
I had a 10 the other day, marbling score
The
10,
whole
and I
the
preferred
whole steak.
it was cooked, cut, and cut into.
Thin and served that way.
I don't know,
Yeah.
centimetre or so. Yeah, not a steak that you would have to cut and eat. But I did prefer the 7 because I felt that the 10 was
Too much.
I couldn't. Yeah, I wanted.
So I read that you were achieving some similar marbling to Wagyu. You also explained in the article that I read that it's hit and miss with Jersey. You're not always reaching a certain marble score, especially the way you're grazing them quite naturally. Can you tell us a little bit about, coming to that understanding and the difference between Wagyu and a marbled Jersey?
So with a Wagyu, they're actually grain feeding them, I think, for 400 days. So
And this is in
Big
general.
difference.
This is in general. You can, I don't know whether we can say that for everybody, or what is.
that's what I'm understood.
Okay.
Yeah, because they
Okay.
need that long to get that marbling. When you start getting up your 8, 9, 10s,
Yep.
you're going to need longer on feed to be able to achieve that.
Okay.
So, we're
Sticking.
the Jersey actually is a natural marbler, but it's a slow growing, late maturing animal.
So you've got to be patient.
Yes, we've got to feed them. These are 3 or 4 years old before they are ready. And
What's a standard kind of, let's say, an Angus, if you had that on your property, how quickly are you turning
probably
it
18
around?
months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're being patient. You're getting to know them better, which is sometimes a bit sad.
Yes, well, it's right, but
That's life.
we can't do much about it.
No.
But we're consistently now getting probably averaging out of marbling 4.
Which I think is just super tasty. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really
great.
Yeah, I'd say
Isn't it?
so too.
And you can use that for so many different things, because you don't necessarily just get the marbling in the fillet steak or the rump steak, or you get it right the way through the animal.
A brisket would be
Most of the time.
amazing.
Yeah.
Brisket?
Yes,
Do you cook the brisket at home very often?
we do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the marbling levels, you're getting marbling levels on 100% grass fed and grass finished.
Yes.
And that's the difference between you're not
Fattening.
growing your beef to get higher marbling score.
It just happened
It
naturally.
just happens naturally, but also you're not you haven't got a breeding program because you buy the heifers from dairy farmers or from farmers who have a breeding program. And so when the boy comes out, then you don't know who its mother or father is. And so that's what you've got to work with. Do you buy from the same farm consistently?
Generally do, yes.
You do, okay.
Yeah.
And just one farm, or are you utilising different farms?
Multiple farms, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many there would be. Could be up to 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
And can I ask, what's the difference, okay, so a good quality general Angus WA steak at the butcher and your Jersey steak, similar, like same, Scotch fillet at the butcher. What's the kind of price looking like?
I'm not sure. It might be 15-20%
More?
more.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're paying for the longer growth and the more flavoursome
Result.
Yes. You're getting, your general Angus is only going to be one sort of score marbling.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2, depending on how long it's been grain fed for. So, you're getting stuff that's sort of getting into Wagyu territory, and what's Wagyu compared to?
Oh, yes.
Might be double,
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Oh,
I think
more than double, I think.
For value wise, we're getting something that's probably
a high quality.
I'd nearly. I'm probably biased, but I think it's probably the healthiest meat you're going to be able to buy.
And so, if you can't afford to walk in and buy an eye fillet or a Scotch fillet, then you're just going in and looking for a secondary cut to give it a go. Completely.
The secondary cuts on the Jersey are amazing. My actually favourite cut is the ossobuco.
You have heard it here first. I love ossobuco.
You make a curry or a casserole, and that yellow marrow comes out and flavours that meat.
Oh my God!
Can you explain what cut an ossobuco is for the person who's got no idea and can't speak Italian?
It's a leg, as far as I understand.
It's hind leg, isn't it? Or you can get it's like a smaller shin, a smaller ossobuco from the front leg.
It's a meat around the bone,
the leg bone,
and it's cut in slices.
And then you get the marrow as well in the bone, which is very
and that meat sort of has got the bits of fat going through, and when you slow cook it, it gelatinizes. Mixed with the marrow, it's just like it's a flavour bomb.
Just delicious.
So,
okay, I'm already planning my first cook,
and
that's cheap as chips.
And my favourite cut for a prime steak is a rump. So today for our recipe, I just cranked up the barbecue early on and cooked a little bit of Dean's Jersey rump steak on the barbecue, and I've done little toasts with hunter bread from Bicton up here, and rubbed it a little bit of olive oil on the barbecue. Then once they come off, rub it with a little bit of garlic. I woke up this morning and went, ha, garlic. That was my first thought this morning. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I have a ha moment. I think I'll text really as well. And rub it with a little bit of garlic. We've then got some of the La Delizia Stracciatella.
So this is a local.
Yeah, Italian cheesemaker. Stracciatella is the bit from the inside of the burrata. So it's curd, cream and curd. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
And salt. And then I've got little roasted tomatoes chopped up and the beef. And instead of, go for it, Kate.
Oh,
and instead of doing faffing around with a pesto, which you can if you want to faff around with the pesto, I just put a little bit of basil on the top. So beautiful, fresh, summery flavours.
Do you know what would be lovely on the top of that? Some of Dean's mixed grasses. Just a scattering.
A bit of chicory.
Yeah, a bit of chicory. Love it. I'm about to put this in my mouth.
But and can we have you give me those?
I feel like I wanted everybody to stop talking.
Do it now.
So I can truly experience this. Oh God. I'm moving away from the microphone because I'm going to chew for a bit. It is delicious, isn't it? No. It is so delicious. Sorry, excuse me, everyone. Yeah, really, really good.
So, Dean, help yourself. We're going to have a bite, a bite each, and just I won't. I'll hold off so that
is ready.
I know it's one of those things. What did I put in my mouth the other day? And I thought I just love this so much. I just don't want to swallow it.
It's so round,
You've been like
mouth.
like a cow chewing your cud. Yeah.
Very good.
I'm going
very
to do this because this is, you know, what's going to happen with my crostini.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And
Even though I made this, it's
Anthony told us not
That's
to
great.
take more than one bite of this because it's too noisy on the microphone. But can I just say, too bad, so sad.
Oh,
If Anthony,
we
maybe
need
this
to
is a good
take
time to go into a sponsor message.
Kate Flower Food, specialists in strategy and styled content for food, product and lifestyle brands. Smart, beautiful visual marketing, crafted to connect. You know, that is what we're talking about knowing where your food comes from.
Yes.
That does taste, she's still eating, that does taste so good because we've just talked about
That
how
combination.
nutritious it is for you. But I just have felt for years that flavour then equals nutrition as well. I've thought that a little bit more about fruit and vegetables. And being at the Grounded Farming Festival a few weeks ago with Matthew Evans and a gentleman called Dan Kettridge. Everyone's going to carry on eating. I'll just carry on talking for the next 20 minutes while they finish the little beef toasts. Dan Kettridge is a nutrient density advocate, and he is developing a way of us being able to measure the nutrient density in food. So he actually did say, because I was hosting one of the tents at Grounded, which is just amazing. My brain was just full of all these incredible things. But he was talking about how flavour is a good indicator of how nutrient dense something is.
My only concern is I think some of us have actually, our microbiomes changed because of how we eat. And that I think is telling us to eat things that aren't necessarily nutrient dense and good for us anymore. We're being fed information like we need sugar now and we need processed food and something quick and easy because we've changed our microbiome. But I think if we're in a good, healthful space and we listen to our body, it will indicate to us what's good for us.
I think I remember years ago, one of the main food journalists of the time said their fruit and vegetables have got so bland these days, and it's because of our soil that has been, is such an ancient soil. It's been depleted. And I know Dean's face if you're watching YouTube. Like, you look like an emoji then, with one like.
I think there's more to it.
There is absolutely more to it. And I'm talking probably about 10 years ago, Dean. So we have learnt so much more now.
It's not helping the soil.
It's not helping the soil, but the soil does need to be taken care of as a holistic way of farming these days. And with that soil you need to have that diversity. And it's a beautiful circle that just goes round and round.
I feel like I'm having dinner and a show. I'm just
soil health and then the cattle health and then our health as consumers. It just follows right the way through. I was going to ask you something about that. Oh, about being a ruminant. So cows are the same as sheep, and they're ruminants. So they've got 4 stomachs.
Yes.
So how does that benefit us as consumers and the cows as they are eating?
Well, it's because they can eat more high fiber diets. So we can't eat a bale of straw.
No.
Because we haven't got the fermentation vats but a cow has got all that. That's why it's got such a big stomach.
So does the biology.
It just goes from one, and when it's ready for the next vat, it can move through into that one
small intestine.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
So do they have less small and large intestine and more stomach, or same?
I don't exactly know the science behind it, but they basically got fermentation vats that are using microbes to break down the high cellulose diets.
Okay.
Where we just can't eat a straw because our stomachs just haven't got that. We're
to break it down.
Yeah. So.
And so I came up with this thing. I wasn't going to mention it, and Anthony can cut this out if he doesn't like it. But I came up with this thing that then it's almost like you've put that grass into a high-speed blender, like all the way through, right? And you know what comes out the other end is sort of like a smoothie, then, isn't it?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just thought that. See, that's my intelligent brain working, quick as a
yeah, I
flash.
can't even keep up with what you're saying because I don't have enough omega-3s. So I'm going to change the subject. I need to lubricate more. I want to hear a little bit more because Jersey cows. I mean, I could talk about it all day, but I'm pretty much getting to the end of how much. Today, I need to hear about Jersey cows. I feel like I have been really well informed, and I cannot wait to have a play with some of your Jersey meat. But what I wanted to ask you is a little bit more about, what it's personally like raising animals and then going through the process of having to let them go, because you were explaining earlier the characteristics of a Jersey cow. And I want you to share that with the listeners because it's fascinating.
Yeah. So when we put them in the yard to sort some out or separate some or whatever we do, we could have 100, 150 jerseys in that yard, and you can hear a pin drop. Like,
So it's
big.
like
They're triennials.
that's it.
So, but they're bigger than us.
Right.
I will say that.
Yeah, these are 600-700 kilo animals.
Yeah.
You can walk through them. They won't charge. They won't kick. They just
Just inquisitive, aren't they? They're lovely.
Yeah. Some might come up and say hello, and
Nuzzle.
if you had, when we used to have Angus, like, you couldn't hear yourself think. Like, they were mooing and carrying on, and
Yeah.
the odd one would be a bit skittish and try and charge you a bit, and you'd have to be very careful.
If you haven't stood next to a cow, they are really big, and especially like a big well-fed Angus, they're huge.
Yes.
If they want to have a little tip or go sideways into you, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, so they're just a pleasure.
Quiet.
They're a pleasure to handle and be around.
They're very pretty too.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they've sort of got that lipstick
Yeah.
around their mouth, and
Lashes.
these big sort of big eyes, and
They're like a character cow.
Yes. Yeah. Gorgeous. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Like
And,
a nursery rhyme kind.
and I think them being so calm is probably reflects in the meat quality as well. We've talked to some of the MSA, Meat Standards Trade assessors, who assess them, and they're amazed at what they call an ossification score. So ossification is the amount of sort of cartilage, sort of connected tissue that starts to form bone. And he said, I'm amazed that your 3 or 4 year old jerseys have got the same ossification as a yearling Angus. And an ossification is sort of a reflection of the tenderness of the meat.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So-
through the bone.
So they stay tender to an older age.
They do, yes.
Ah, okay.
And you are
Thank you for
releasing them
not
to the
to know
market
that.
at an older age. So it's important, I guess,
Yes, we
that
have
they
to
are.
to get that marbling, the yellow fat, more, everything.
Perfect.
Just so,
Yeah,
the,
okay.
the,
and
perfect
more.
combination.
Yeah, because they're sort of skin and bone, these things, when they're younger, and they've got to mature to be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a late maturer, so I totally relate to the Jersey cow.
I think also coming down, actually like being on the farm, because when we do our Southern Forest food tours, we are so lucky being allowed onto your farm, like all these food loving people. But it's a bit of a thing. I'm not going to describe it in any other way. Is that we actually enjoy the most, or have enjoyed the most beautiful meals on your veranda, in watching the sunset over the lake, and the cattle are right in the paddock next door.
It feels a little bit like
It cackles a little bit. Yes, that's right. But that is nature. That is that is what happens.
it's the rhythm of life.
It's the
isn't
rhythm
it?
of life. And once you've come on a tour and you've seen how, as you said, Dean, the cattle are so beautiful and calm, and they'll come up to us and have a little nuzzle. You can pat some of them. Some of them don't want to know, but they'll just sit back a little bit and a little bit shy. You can't help but be in awe of such a big animal having such a gentle
demeanor.
persuasion. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So having experienced that on the farm, I think, that's why I really wanted to get you on the podcast as well, talking about it, because I know what a great job you do at Lake Janice Farm, you and Julia. So thank you for doing that. That's now I feel anyway. I just wanted to say that a little bit.
And so when you're loading your beautiful cows onto a truck, how does it feel sometimes for you to have that moment?
Look, you get used to it. It's you know they've had a really good life, and we've treated as well as possible. And there is one bad day. I do sort of not really that keen on taking to the abattoir myself.
Yeah.
Just we get a contract to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
Okay,
Be
that's
good
the
for your
separate
health.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about actually marketing the Jersey beef, like the consumer reaction? And I know that you provide Jersey beef to chefs as well, not just straight to the consumer, but via restaurants and cafes and.
Well, most probably 99% of farmers don't get any feedback from consumers.
Yes.
Must be
You know,
very
It's hard to get feedback.
frustrating.
Basically, they're sent into a supermarket and probably the feedback is, oh, this one had a problem, that one had a problem, and can you do it cheaper next time?
Yes.
But at least it is so good to get feedback from your produce. It sort of, particularly if it's good, it gives you a lift and a buzz.
Proud that you're feeding people. It's like really amazing.
But you do get, I imagine you do get that from chefs, or when you're interacting with them next time to do the next delivery, you can have a conversation with them about it and hear about how it's cooked well, or the response they're getting from their customers.
Oh yeah, no, this is gold. This stuff, it's what I love about direct marketing and to people consumers who are eating it and the chefs. It's
Connection.
It's you don't get it. It's very, very rare.
But you and Julia are brilliant because you're always up here, always talking to the people, like IGAs. I know that you've got a lot of IGAs that actually stock your beef, and your wife Julia's very good at putting on your Instagram page about the stockists of your beef. And when we had the grocery store as well, we love stocking your beef, and we have been eating your beef for a number of years now. But also I'm interested in Melissa from Young George. She uses, does she use the whole cow? What
she's more using
experimental
the secondary cuts.
Fantastic.
That's it. Yeah, that's definitely her area of expertise
of us. Yeah, she's very consistently buying every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're just down the road from me, so I'll be able to wander down and ask if I can have some of Dean's Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
this
sure
is a lovely connection, isn't it? Yeah. And you were telling us that there's a new burger place that tell us about the new burger place. I'm not going to say anything because I think this is such a great story.
So, there was a... This chap was down our way, and he happened to be talking to one of the dairy farmers. He was down in Norcliffe holidaying, and he said, "I'm opening a new burger place in Rockingham, and I'm looking for some beef." So this bloke said, "Oh, look at Lake Janice stuff. It's this is the best meat you can get."
Yeah.
And so anyway, so he rings us up, and we go and meet him, and next thing we know, he's ordered like half a carcass, and then there's I look at the Instagram feed, and he's actually mincing all the Scotch fillets and
every single
all the good, the whole lot is going into the burgers. So these burgers,
that's great marketing, though.
Isn't it? Whole Jersey beef.
It's really, really marbled. It was probably marble score 5, Scotches and 4 hours, all getting minced in.
Yeah.
So these burgers, I've got to go and try one. But
they're $50, but they're great.
So burger buns on the foreshore in Rockingham.
Okay.
And I was saying, I imagine those burgers and that mince cook so beautifully on the grill, because as the burger's cooking and caramelizing on the outside, The heat is, starting to melt that beautiful fat on the inside. It's flavoring the whole burger. It's keeping it moist. So head to Rockingham for that burger because that would be an absolute treat.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, I know, having known you for so many years now, we know that you've had some challenges with this as well. It hasn't been all plain sailing, has it, with the Jersey beef?
Look, it's access to abattoirs and boners and sort of butchers, whatever, who can do retail already. It's been a bit of a merry-go-round.
Because
Becoming a
they've
bit of a
not
lost art.
because there's not enough abattoirs, there's not enough boners, there's not enough
Exactly.
people who really know what they're dealing with. I know
There you go,
that,
kids. If you're leaving school, maybe you could
my
open an
gosh.
abattoir,
Such an interesting
become a butcher.
Yes, such an interesting profession to be in, because I think as the years go by, we're probably going to have more and more conversation about increasing the range of protein that we can eat.
I also think it would be great for more people in their own homes to understand how to. So if they get a quarter of a carcass from you delivered directly, can they break it down? Can they have a go at actually cutting into that? And
It's not hard.
that would be a really, really important thing for people to know. And you can save money, a lot of money.
You can save money, and you have this sense of achievement and like, oh my gosh, I've just learned how to do that. And look at that. Everything's in the freezer, ready to go for feeding my family for the next number of months. And it just gives you that feeling of pride and just joy and just knowing that you're doing the right thing for your health as well. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. So I know that there's a lot going on with the abattoirs, and there's also transport as well, and the cost of everything that has going up.
It's nearly a logistics business rather than a meat business. It's a lot of. My wife is very good at that.
Project management.
Yeah. And look, the abattoir boner thing has settled down now. We found some good places to helping us out.
Because it's all things that keep you awake at night as well, isn't it? As a farmer.
Yeah, we've got these cattle. They're at the perfect marble score. We'd be ready to get rid of them, and now we can't move them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the problem. It is a risk for us.
Yeah, of course.
Well, if you're a pioneer in anything, it is a risk, isn't it?
It is.
So you've got your kiwi fruit pioneering, your Jersey beef pioneering.
But it's a new business, and new businesses take a period of time until they feel settled and strong. And you've made all your connections that you need to make along the way. No different to any other business. I think quite a lot of people don't think about farmers in that business sense, but you are. You're just on the land, running a business.
Everything we've growing is actually very technical. Difficult because we're doing organic
avocados, because we haven't even touched on your beautiful fermented compost that you put on the grass as well, because that's probably another science lesson, isn't it? But that's what you have been developing as well. But Dean actually told us when he first came in that he is going to go into yet another business, a little bit pioneering. Can you tell everyone what you're going to be doing?
This is organic potatoes, and so we're going to be able to sell them either dry brushed or with the soil on, or washed.
Dry brushed.
Absolutely.
That's mine.
Every time.
I don't want to have to wash everything off, but I like to, and it protects the potato and stops it from the light diminishing the nutrients, doesn't it?
Definitely better. Unfortunately, some people probably don't think that way and just don't want to get their hands dirty.
Everyone has a sink in their kitchen. You just need to run the potatoes.
To sort of get the volume,
water.
we're going to have to put a washer in.
Oh, I feel like they're special if they're dry brushed, if they've just got a bit of soil on them.
I just feel that they're more loved.
And I usually feel like they must be from close by.
It's almost like thinking that, because they grow in the soil, it's almost like thinking that the soil is still protecting them with the clothes around.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so romantic, isn't it?
But we're looking for markets for your organic potatoes. So if you're a listener and you're a retailer and you really like to support local and like to be able to tell stories to your customers and share nutritious food with them, then these potatoes are going to be for you. And they are which type of potato, which variety?
There'll be one called Prince of Orange. Which
Beautiful, delicious.
Is the skin slightly orange?
It is an orangey reddy sort of colour, a little bit kidney shaped slightly, bright yellow flesh.
Probably flesh is yellow. It would match the steak.
It would. Yeah.
Fat on
Yeah. You wouldn't know which one was which.
Oh God.
my potato. It matches my.
Probably the best potato eating side you can get, I would thought.
It's a relatively new variety.
Especially if it's cooked in Jersey fat.
Oh God.
Can you imagine little wedgie with
Just even like a knob of butter on it.
And we're going to have a couple of creamy, sort of fleshed, yellowy flesh sort of varieties as well.
great.
And then we're also going to dabble in a thing called English style new potatoes. So
If you're
Big
not
thing.
watching,
Tracy.
Tracy just got very,
so happy.
very.
Tracy will be able to tell you
I'm
about.
so happy. New potatoes are the little baby ones before they grow too big.
No, I don't think anyone's ever done it.
Well, for a long time, people didn't really like new potatoes. Only have a certain season. It'll be very interesting to talk to you about potatoes because new potatoes in England only really have a certain season. Because as they go on during the year, they'll grow bigger, so they're not new anymore. They're teenagers, and then they go into middle age.
Yeah, so it's not a variety. It's just that they are sold and dug up when they're small and they're kind of tender and
best to have.
They're actually dug up while the plants are still green.
okay.
So that the skin hasn't hardened. They've got the starch hasn't.
Skin on.
The sugars haven't turned to starch as much. They're a little bit sort of sweeter, earthier, fresher taste. It's and the skins are very soft.
They're beautiful with.
I feel like I've missed out on a few things today. Why isn't there
with
kiwi
lots-
fruit, potatoes?
Beautiful with lots of chopped fresh mint and butter over the top just as you serve them, so you don't lose the flavour of that mint. Mum always used to put, or she still does, puts a big sprig of mint in while they're cooking the potatoes. That gives a slightly different minty flavour to the fresh mint on the top. I really love the fresh mint.
Me too.
Love
Do you know what is lovely if you don't have fresh mint is also dried mint is actually really nice. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of dried herbs.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that doesn't taste anything like dried.
I like
basil.
oregano.
Yeah.
Oregano's
that
good
suits
dried.
well.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of final important things we need to ask
Yes,
you.
I've got my finger on these questions.
Which one?
right
do
now.
it. Do it, Tracy.
Which one do you want?
I
Do
want
you want to do it one in particular?
You ask yours,
Jealous.
and I'll sit here cooking up my.
So, what is one tip that you can give listeners about cooking steak? We have slightly touched on this before we came on air, but what is your preferred or your favoured method for? That's two questions, isn't it? For cooking Jersey beef at home, because I've seen your veranda and the gear that you've got on your veranda.
Tell me you don't have all the gear and no idea, Dean.
Oh no, he does have idea.
Look, I don't think I was doing it that well. And then we went to a couple of shows where they were cooking our beef, and actually Vince Garaffa, he cooked it up our sirloin,
Okay.
and I now use his technique,
Which is?
so you render it on its back on the fat. So you
And when you're talking about a sirloin, you're talking about a whole piece of sirloin here? Or a
No,
sirloin
slice.
steak?
Steak.
Okay, sirloin steak.
so one side
Yep.
got the
The fat on it.
fat,
Yeah.
so you put it up on its end
Yes.
all together, and you render the fat.
So multiple steaks.
Yeah,
Pan.
leaning out.
Obviously, you've seasoned it
Yeah.
how you want, and then once that's rendered, you probably want more of a medium heat. Once you've got the not too hot, then just cooked on each side until while you still got the medium rare, and then
So he still gets colour though on that steak. The caramelization.
you get that.
Colour.
Well, that fat gets caramelized.
The fat gets caramelized, but when the actual meat goes onto either side, it needs the caramelization to really bring out all those beautiful flavors.
Yes.
So when you're saying about, I'm just a bit concerned about people turning the heat right down, but they need to keep the heat up.
Not
enough
too
that
much.
it's-
Just not really really hot.
No,
There you go.
not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
searing and
Yeah.
the steak actually like
Yeah.
sticks to the pan,
Mm.
but that the pan is hot enough to get a really good sizzle.
But I ask that
Yes.
because what he's doing is taking the time to work on that beautiful fat that's such a
no oil needed then.
such a fabulous part of the meat. You don't want to you need to focus on that as part of the cook.
I still use olive oil as a bit of a
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
and
pretty
it's
keen on
yeah,
olive.
and it's just interesting to know, like the variable in that as well is the pan. What's a pan made?
So
but we won't.
A game changer in our house has been we've got a meat thermometer that actually hooks up to an app on our phone. So you can render your fat and then you can seal it and then you can turn it, pop that little thermometer in, and rather than guesstimating, which is what I've done my whole life, and mostly it works and sometimes it doesn't, it's such a great way to just know you're not going to stuff up a beautiful, possibly expensive piece of steak. We don't eat a lot of steak because my children don't like chewing. They like things that are soft. They love the burger.
Yeah,
no, it's
I know.
absolutely
See it,
not.
that rump definitely, like people go, oh, rump, it's from rear and it's hard-working muscle. Well, that's what gives it the flavour. But also, if you cook it from room temperature, like my tip for people cooking steak, if you want to know, if you don't want to know,
Please
then
tell
just
us your
turn
tip
off
for cooking steak, Trace.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks for listening. Is bring it up to almost room temperature. Bring it out at least sort of half, 3/4 of an hour before you actually go and cook it, because then there is less thermal shock on the steak, and the steak won't actually, like, it's more likely to become a little bit tough if it's cold from the fridge onto a very hot surface.
Then it won't also cook through to the middle in the same amount of time because it's still warming up through the middle as you're cooking it in the pan.
Yes. So the steak that I did for this, when you walked in this morning, I had that on there, turned it over. Literally, it was absolutely minutes, but it was probably resting for a good half an hour.
And that's the other tip. So I think between us, the tips would be put the steak fat down in the pan and render it on the edge.
Give that a go. Absolutely.
Then you're sealing, and if the pan was, could be at 10, it should probably be about 7. And then Tracey was saying, make sure you give it a good rest.
We'll rest it afterwards, but also bring it out of the fridge.
I'll bring it out.
So
bring it up. Yep. So we're going, bring it out of the fridge and bring it to room temperature. Then we're going to seal the fat on the edge, and then we're going to rest it really well so that it relaxes and also holds in the juices when you slice it.
And don't cut the fat off before you cook it. If you really don't want to eat the fat, cut that off after you've cooked it, because that fat will give flavour and keep moisture. But also now, if you are eating a Lake Janice farm Jersey beef steak, you know that you'll wake up the next morning feeling far more intelligent than when you went to bed.
You can.
Easy, simple.
Now, I'm coming in with the last question.
Last question.
Totally off track, but if you weren't eating a Lake Janice Jersey cow steak, beef steak, what would you like to eat, Dean? What would be your
chicken or
just
or
what
anything?
What would be your ideal meal? You're
Is
a
there a
hungry
death row-
father at the end of the day. Yeah, death row meal.
Sorry, we're now killing you off at the end of the podcast, but
You're not going to die. We've
done a
Just tell
death
us
row
what it
meal.
is.
You listened to our podcast, didn't you, the other day? And I don't know whether you got to the death row meal and turned off. And I don't know.
Well, be honest with you, I would probably still like to eat beef, and it would probably be like my wife does a very good musselman curry Oslo buco.
Beautiful.
Jersey buco.
You heard it here first.
Gorgeous.
So
I
you'll need to
love
do a bit of
that.
planning. You'll need to say, honey,
Yeah.
start the massamelon.
death
It's my
row.
last night. Get that simmering.
Whether you've noticed, but I'm not here anymore.
If you could share the recipe with us, we'd love that.
Oh my gosh, Dean, what a conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming in. It's just fantastic.
I know,
wasn't it?
and educated.
So
fed.
delicious. So look out for Lake Janice Jersey beef. in
Well, thank you very much. It
stores.
was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Curious Cooks. And if you know someone else who would enjoy this conversation, please share it with them.
We love hearing from our listeners, so let us know what you are curious about. You can follow us on Instagram at Curious Cooks Podcast and keep listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
And if you like to watch and listen, subscribe to The Curious Cooks on YouTube. We'll see you there.